Hey, it's Jim Cerone with another Perfect Host show on DJNTV. This week, are you going to eat that? What songs didn't hit in 2018? And more on marketing coming up next. The Perfect Host Show on DJNTV. I'm Jim Cerone. Once again this week, someone has posted on Facebook, should DJs eat at events or not? I have a few thoughts on the subject. Number one, you are being paid to entertain. You are the host of the party. That's what this show is all about. And you should not take time in the middle of the event to sit down and eat. Now, let me qualify. I don't think you should sit and eat a catered sit-down meal. More on that coming up. How does the subject come up in the first place? Do you have it on your contract or agreement? DJ will need to be provided a meal? That's kind of presumptuous. I'm not sure you should do that. If you're offered a meal, that's one thing, but requiring one is something else altogether. Do you know how much a catered meal usually is per plate? Some of them, starting at the low end, might be around $35. More likely, it's between $50 and $75 per plate, and some even over $100. That's if you work solo. If you have two people, now you're asking for a couple $100 worth of food. Your client has to turn in their final head count. So the week of their wedding or event, they're sitting down and saying, oh, we need to feed the photographer, and the photographer has an assistant. Oh, and we need to feed the videographer, and the videographer has an assistant, and we need to include the wedding planner, and the wedding planner has two assistants, and our DJ, and the DJ has an assistant. Wouldn't it be better for you to be that one vendor who doesn't need a meal, and your client can go, oh, we're going to save $50 or $100 there. We talked about the importance of advanced communication. So let's say you have asked for a meal from your client. Has your client told the caterer? If not, you better call the caterer the week of to confirm your meal, and you better hope that the caterer passes that on to the banquet captain that night, who will be in charge of getting the food out, so that they know you need a meal. Now it's time for you to eat your meal. Where are you going to eat it? Where does the venue feed vendors? Often it's down the hall, behind a curtain, in another room, sometimes on another floor. You want to be that far away from the action for a half hour or an hour? Or let's say you want to stay in the room. Do you walk around? The bride and her mom have carefully planned the seating chart, and you just look for an open seat and invite yourself to a guest table? Or you take your plate and go back to your DJ station, where everyone can watch you eat. And how will you eat? Because now you don't have a knife, a fork, a plate, a napkin, and a water glass. When will you get your meal? We know that vendors should be fed first, but often that doesn't happen. Why? Because the caterer's primary job is getting food to the guests. Why? Because guests may be future paying customers of that venue. Are you going to be a future paying customer of the venue? Remember, you're a guest at the venue. They're allowing you to play there for your client. You're using their electricity, their table. You get the benefit of their air conditioning and the heating that they pay the bills for. So, do you really want to ask them for food, or would you like to get referrals because you were so easy to work with, you were pleasant and friendly, and you didn't need a meal? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't eat at all. You have a full day, so bring your own snacks. After you've loaded in and set up, that's a good time to eat a little something, then change and be ready for the guest arrival. Then, if you start to feel low during dinner or when dancing begins, have another light snack that you've brought, that you have ready. You can decide when you eat it, how you eat it, and where you eat it. Be self-sufficient. And because I'm the perfect host, I think there's a lot better things you could be doing during dinner than eating.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
The Perfect Host Show back on DJNTV. I'm Jim Cerone, and we're in the music room. 2018 has been a tough year. There has not been a huge, standout, smash, mass appeal dance song for our dance floors. Think about all the songs that did not make it. Love So Soft, Kelly Clarkson had a chance, faded away before anybody heard it. Move to Miami, Enrique Iglesias and Pitbull, that's a pretty powerful team up, didn't make it. One Kiss, Dua Lipa, almost got there, no. Even Finesse from Bruno Mars did not make it to #1 this year. What's happening? Well, we're all splintered. We're not all listening to Top 40 radio anymore. Everybody has their own Spotify list, and so we don't all hear hits at the same time. And I think it's much, much harder for hits to break all the way through so that everybody from the bride to her mom to grandma have heard it. If we don't get some of those songs soon, we're going to suffer, because it's always nice to sprinkle in some new music. Girls Like You, Maroon 5 is probably the only song at the moment that would work for cocktails, dinner, and maybe on the dance floor if you pitch it right or have the right remix. But we need some 125 or 128 BPM dance music, please. Now pick hits for this week. If you're not aware of Happier, Marshmello and Bastille, watch that one because it's a pretty cool song and might be useful on dance floors. Taki Taki, now that one's shown up on the Shazam chart. It's starting to make an impact on the regular charts. I'm not sure if it's a great dance song. It may be the same as I Like It, Cardi B, where you play portions of the song but not really the full song. Also, be watching the Star is Born soundtrack, Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. 5 or 6 of those songs are in the iTunes top downloads right now. I'm not sure that there's a song that we can use for our events, but it's definitely something you should be aware of. Another couple for you, Smile, Lil Duval and Snoop. A Little Honey from Nathaniel Rateliff, which is #1 on the AAA chart. And Mia, Bad Bunny, and Drake, that's another one that may develop into a dance floor song. And last but not least, have you seen the video for Little Big Skibidi? You've got to check it out, and you should have it in your library, because I think you're gonna get requests. We just have time for one quick moron marketing tip before we go. Check out the book What Customers Crave by Nicholas Webb. He talks about the difference between customer service and customer experiences. If you don't know the difference, you should check out the book. That's another episode of The Perfect Host. I'm Jim Cerone on DJNTV. See you next week.